connoisseurs that watch things about pedals, those are the guys from Lehle. Lehle. That's a German company that you know, even if you're in the US. Right?
Right.
And that's that's the company that makes things that you need, but that you don't necessarily want to buy. I'm going to say this for you because the thing is, no matter how sexy these things are, and the design is sexy, I mean, look at the curves. Come on, look at these curves. This is sexy shit that you guys do. But you don't want to spend the money because it's like a power supply. It doesn't make a sound. It doesn't have a nice wooden top. It's not something that is a lot of fun, but it's something that you need. So these are the helpers that we need to enable us to do the things that are fun, like be on stage and not deal with hum and buzz and switching and having a non-parallel loop on your stupid ass Marshall, and you want the reverb to be in there but not serial, if you know at all what I'm talking about. So you guys do all of that. Did I say that correctly?
Absolutely.
And they do it in sexy. Because this stuff is way cool. Because your whole approach to user interface is a little bit different, right? You have these really cool. Moritz, can you show these very, very flat buttons, knobs? We call them knobs. And well, let's talk about a couple of products. I talked about the parallel loop thing. You have 2 products for that, right?
Right.
Where's the difference?
It's simple. This kind of product has a true bypass switch, and you can just switch between true bypass and the mix, and this is the mix always on.
Okay. So if you have some kind of vintagey amp which has, if you're lucky, an effects loop, but it's very likely a serial effects loop. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Okay, because some people might not know what I'm talking about. A serial effects loop means that all of your signal goes all the way through the box. So if you have a reverb, it goes all the way through that. But maybe that reverb doesn't treat your signal as nicely as you would like. So you've got your old Marshall thing, and you want that sound to go into the power amp as good as it can possibly be. So going through your, €40 cheap ass reverb is not the best idea. So you want that to be in there in parallel, meaning on the reverb you crank up the mix as much as you can, so that you only have the reverb, and this box then becomes your mix, meaning your signal goes directly from the power amp, from the preamp to the power amp, and this helps you to mix in your effect signal. Can you follow me on this? Those of you who know this, pretend I didn't say that. Send and return levels.
Yes.
So you can actually set up how much is going into that reverb, how much is coming back, and then you mix it, and everything about this is very, very high end. I gotta say this. 9 to 20 volts. So it really doesn't care?
No. And you can use AC or DC power supplies.
Really?
And it's internally stabilized and then doubled to 18 volts.
So almost any power supply you've got lying around is fine. What's the milliamp draw on this?
70 milliamp here.
So any 100 milliamp output will do, even if you have only the stupid 18 volt left that you never use for any shit, you can use it for this. We just built the pedal board for Niels from Mandowar. You've seen Niels in the acoustic demos. So Niels has this big ass pedal board in stereo and an ES8. So Niels wanted to do this, try to follow me. I go in with an acoustic guitar and an electric guitar, and per preset I can switch which one I use. That's easy. He wants to go out in stereo, okay, but then he also wants to have a mono out switchable to the acoustic guitar. Okay, the ES8 can't do this. If we're going out in stereo, then we're going out in stereo and that's it. So what we did is, he bought this, I can never remember, dual something
SGOS.
Where does it say that? It doesn't even say that. You're not helping me here. Ah, there. SGOS. What does it stand for?
The second generation of switching.
The second generation of... Yeah, of course, everyone knows that. Come on. So what this thing does is, it's got an A input and a B input. Wait, let me see this. Yes. How did that go? Yes, that's how we did it. No, that's how we didn't do it. Yes, he's using the tuner out. I got it. A is always going to A. So that's hardwired.
Exactly.
But this second input can be routed to either A, B, or tuner. So what Niels is doing is, he's going in stereo with the ES8, and he has it going out of A and B when he's doing stereo. When he's using the acoustic guitar, he hits, this is programmable in some way that I read in the manual but can't remember. So let's say he hits the tuner button, and then only one of the outputs from the ES8, the one that's going in here, is routed to tuner, which then is going to the front of house mixer. So he's actually using this to switch between a stereo out from the ES8 for electric guitar to a mono out from the ES8, including effects for the acoustic guitar. This thing can do that in super high quality.
Amazing.
You guys are, as I always say, crazy motherfuckers. It also has, I think this is it, this thing, which is MIDI, which it doesn't look like MIDI, but as Martin from Sweetwater told me, MIDI is actually just three lines, not the 5 that the cable actually looks like it has.
MIDI is only 1 line, 2 lines plus ground.
So it can be carried through a normal TRS cable.
Exactly.
Which I had no idea until Martin told me.
Yes, exactly.
And he actually, Niels has a Sweetwater pedal board, and all the patch bays on the Sweetwater pedal board are TRS.
Yes, and TRS is much more reliable than the Dean jack, and that's the reason why all pedals.
I love that idea. You could even wire up 2 Sweetwater pedal boards with MIDI and just use a stereo cable, TRS cable.
That's the same thing that we do here. You can connect all these STRS pedals via TRS cables, and then they talk to each other.
Really?
Yes.
Again, crazy motherfuckers. So for Niels, this absolutely is doing the trick. He's not using MIDI right now, he's doing it manually, but you could totally wire that into the ES8 and have it per patch, whatever this thing is doing. So, yes, I know, you're gonna ask me, how much are they? Well, first of all, you know, because you clicked on a video that says Lehle, so why would you click on this if you didn't know about it? These are not, I'm gonna say, super inexpensive for something that doesn't make a sound. Okay, because you don't get this and you go like, I'm gonna play all day with my dual SGOS. You're not, this is not like a new guitar, this is not like your new overdrive, but this is solving a problem that you might know you have, or maybe that you didn't know you have. Actually, going through the product catalog, which I've done many times, on the website, you're gonna find out, that's possible? Oh, I could actually use that, because they have solutions for stuff that you might not know that's possible. So this is definitely way cool. Then obviously you have standard A, B, Y, B, I, something.
ABC,
and
for instruments, for effect loops, for switching signals, like stereo signals.
you have Moritz is right now on the DIs. You have stuff for acoustic and bass.
Exactly.
To go DI.
Yes.
With a lot of options, as I can see.
Yes.
And I'm gonna walk around here. That's your newest baby, right?
Yes.
That's like the volume pedal that will last 1,000,000 years or something. I read, isn't it?
Maybe not.
Is that how I understand it?
Well, but there's no potentiometer which could break, or there's no string which could break. So it's
magic.
No, it's magnetic.
It's almost magnetic mag.
Exactly.
So,
it has a magnet inside, and that magnet moves, and there is a magnetic sensor.
Really, in between here?
Yes, there beneath that, under this plate, and this measures very precisely the distance between the magnet.
Wow.
And the VCA then controls the volume.
So this part is really just, there's nothing connecting this in terms of like electronics or anything.
No. This is just there's just a brake, a wheel and a brake.
Okay, awesome.
And the brake is, the brake is also a little bit different. It does not stick. You have no slipstick movement. It's very smooth.
Yeah. So we have an input We have a direct out
which
that's
is always on, 100%.
okay. So that's not affected by the volume pedal.
Exactly.
And then you have a volume out, and you have a gain, so you could
Plus
actually,
10 dB.
okay, so you could actually add stuff.
Exactly.
But it needs, well, because of the magnet, electromagnet, it needs power. So it's not a
Okay.
passive. Well,
Yeah.
also because otherwise you
Okay.
couldn't add dB. Come on, don't be stupid. I know nothing about electronics,
Okay.
so anything I say is very likely wrong. So it's always nice when people that build this stuff, are there to say these things, because I just know I put my foot on it and I do this. At some point I bought these Ernie ball thingies, the small ones, because you can actually misuse them as expression pedals.
Yes.
For when you're using them with the Strymons.
Yes.
Someone found out, so I had a lot of Strymons, so I bought 3 of the little ones. Now I've got a big one. I've got 4 volume pedals, and they're just sitting around most of the time. But this is extremely neat. How much is this?
In the US, I think it retails for $269.
Okay. Germany,
A little bit less.
a little bit less.
199
All you need to know.
euro.
Okay. Is that slightly above the Ernie ball? I think so, yeah.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Which is, and up to this point, has been crowned as like the volume pedal.
Yeah.
There is really nothing that is that smooth, but it's got the old technology.
Exactly.
So
And can break.
if that string breaks, you're toast.
Exactly.
You're not going to be on stage crawling under there trying to fix the string.
Yeah,
Can you even do that yourself? I don't think so.
You can, but you have to be in practice.
Yeah, okay, so not
some
me.
players
So
are.
I couldn't do it.
It's possible and it takes half a day.
So reliability is definitely a major factor when it comes to this. And I would say with all of these, you just showed earlier, you weren't here for that. I don't know where you were. But he opened the dual STOS. See, I know shit. And he showed how the, let me show you this. First of all, these big ass mushroom things. Do you see this little, there's a spring here. And those, they look kind of funky, but they're extremely high-end switches. And he's going to show you what it looks inside when they find...
The right one.
Is that not the right one?
No, it's not the right one.
How cool would I be if I now just pulled out an Allen wrench and said, this is the right one? Only that I don't have an Allen wrench.
Okay, we got it.
Or in it, or something.
So that's the way it works. This is the switch, and the force of the actuator goes only on top of the box. So, and the switch is only affected by the movement of the actuator. So through that it can't break, and we can guarantee that.
So the switch can't break because all the force is actually being absorbed by this.
Exactly.
Okay.
By the box, by the enclosure.
And that's also, if you're into electronics, which I'm not, but if I knew anything about it, I would say this is electronics porn. This is very, very cleanly done. I would say if I knew anything, which I don't. Just remember that.
I have this framed on my wall.
It's gotta be porn.
But look at all of this. This is very, very thick steel. This is not kindergarten, people. This is real stuff. Very nice. Well, I'm gonna say I'm gonna come back here again.
Yeah.
Obviously, of course, on my channel, if I was going to do a demo of any of these, it would be slightly less eventful because I'd say, look, I can switch things now. I can, of course, explain functions and all of this, but you can probably see that on the website. Doing a review is, of course, a different thing, which means I would have to step on one of these, for a week straight. But if you're in the market for a helpful, little, colorful box that's designed, very nicely and built by German engineering, then Lehle is probably the way to go, which you already know because you clicked on a video that says Lehle. So you know what it's about. These guys, crazy people.
Okay. I got one thing.
We want to talk about the mini switch thing.
Okay. This is the real new thing. This is the switch, which you can put into any kind of pedal. So there are a lot of really
Placement switch for any stomp box.
Exactly. There are so many great pedals on the market, and many of them have a problem with the switch, that the switch is not reliable. And we have been asked so many times to do something which works the same way like our switch, but which you can replace in another pedal. Or
So you can retrofit any of your pedals with this technology, with this reliability, and with the damn cool look of a Lehle switch.
Of course, it's only a little bit smaller, but it's the same.
Yeah, but still.
It's the same look and it's the same technology behind it. And you can run it with the force of 1,000 Newton. These are 200 pounds, which you can press on it.
Hey, I don't have that yet, okay?
I've not looked at
I'm
you
just
at this
saying,
point.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm getting there, but not yet.
Okay, and you can, we guarantee that it switches 1 million switching cycle. So
That's a lot.
Foot switch makes around 20,000, and then it breaks. And this is 50 times more.
So you told me earlier in January these will be available.
Exactly.
So you can get them from their website and retrofit any of your pedals with the Lehle switch, which would be kind of, I think that would be money well spent. And maybe, who knows, maybe at some point companies will just adopt that technology, get them from you, and then you see that in pedals that are actually being made in series. Well, thanks guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Very, very, very nice products. And you guys go and check them out online.
Da waren so große Bären. Ich habe nie Bären gesehen. Waschbären. Nee.